Good morning, Command Sergeant Major Carnes, Commanders, Command Sergeant Major, family and friends. Welcome to the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy Assumption of Responsibility Ceremony. During today's ceremony, Command Sergeant Major Adam B. Schizler will assume the duties and responsibility as the Commandant of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy. Presiding over today's ceremony is Command Sergeant Major Sean F. Carnes, Command Sergeant Major for America's 1st Corps and Joint Base Lewis McChord. We would like to extend a sincere welcome to everyone present today. Thank you for your attendance and your support. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem by America's 1st Corps Band under the direction of Sergeant Daniel Windsor, and remain standing for the invocation given by Staff Sergeant Quentin Freeman.
Let us pray. O eternal God, we ask you to bless this ceremony, those who are participants and those who agree, or those who are here and gathered to witness the passing of the colors. Lead us by your Spirit, strengthen and defend us with your might, that we may be to our land a sure defense against every enemy. Strengthen, encourage, and protect us as we traverse and embark upon this new chapter in our life. Last, Father, grant us thy help, Lord, that we, the members of the United States Army, may valiantly fulfill our role in the armed forces of our country as a sure, strong arm for national defense and the power of the establishment of a just, lasting peace. Continue to endow us with wisdom to impart the next generation of non-commissioned officers moving forward. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, the facilitator of the quarter, Staff Sergeant Taylor Robinson, will assist Command Sergeant Major Schizler as he presents his spouse, Mrs. Julian Schizler, with a bouquet of yellow rosebuds, symbolizing a new beginning as she looks forward to friendship and service to the command and community. In time, her roses will blossom, and will Mrs. Schizler's relationship with the command and community. Throughout history, the training of the non-commissioned officers of the United States Army was accomplished using on-the-job training at unit level. Many senior leaders believe that it is where it should stay. Their training was conducted by the officers in the regiment and was the commanding officer's responsibility. It was accepted that unit training was the best means of developing non-commissioned officers and potential non-commissioned officers. It was not until the post-World War II era that the NCO training was conducted outside specially designed schools and academies. A theater-wide non-commissioned officers course designed to train the NCOs and potential NCOs in their basic duties was established at the United States Constabulary School in June of 1947. This course emphasized basic subjects, supply, and administration. From this template, the Army's NCO Academy system, which was decentralized, was developed in June of 1957 with the publication of the Army Regulation 350-90 Non-Commissioned Officer Academies. As the Army transitioned to an all-volunteer force in the 1970s, Chief of Staff of the Army, General William Westmoreland, directed that a study be conducted to establish an extensive and progressive program of academic and technical education for career NCOs. This study led to the establishment of the Army school system and removal of the field grade officers from NCO Academy. Training and Doctrine Command TRADOC approved the program for instruction due to the success of the sweeping reform. In January 1972, Commandant positions at NCO academies were officially designated as Command Sergeant Major positions. Command Sergeant Major Lawrence T. Hickey was the first enlisted commandant with the 7th Army NCO Academy. The Henry H. Lynn Non-Commissioned Officers Academy was established in 1954. The reorganization of the academy from FORSCOM to TRADOC occurred in October 2009. At that time, it aligned all non-commissioned officer professional development system Common Core training for this organization under the responsibility of the Maneuver Support Center of Excellence. They're located at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. In October 2016, the NCO Leadership Center of Excellence assumed operational control of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, in keeping with the Army's Force 2025 and Beyond initiative. This demonstrated the Army's support to produce professional non-commissioned officers capable and equipped to tackle the training challenges of future leaders in preparation of winning in a complex world, transforming soldiers into leaders and making them soldiers for life. The assumption of responsibility is a tradition rich with symbolism and heritage. Today's assumption of responsibility is of a unique nature, as it is a relative rarity that non-commissioned officers assume the duties and responsibilities of a command position. Selection for the position of enlisted commandant is one such occasion. Command is typically the realm of commissioned officers. It is a distinct honor within the Corps of non-commissioned officers to be selected for the position of commandant. The focus of the ceremony is the passing of the unit's colors. The colors represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The colors are the commandant's symbol of authority and represent his or her responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commandant is, so are the colors. The custodian of the colors is the deputy commandant, principal advisor to the commandant. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of command and authority from deputy commandant to the incoming commandant and informs the soldiers of the unit that the deputy commandant has passed the mantle of leadership to the incoming commandant. With this also passes the loyalty of the unit to the new commandant. At this time, First Sergeant Anthony Martin, First Sergeant Henry H. Lind, Non-Commissioned Officers Academy, will pass the colors to Master Sergeant Jonathan O. Fade, Deputy Commandant. The Deputy Commandant now will pass the colors to the 1st Corps and JBLM Command Sergeant Major Sean F. Carnes for having served faithfully and with distinction. Master Sergeant Fade relinquishes his duties as the acting commandant of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy. The 1st Corps Command Sergeant Major will now pass the colors to the incoming commandant, Command Sergeant Major Adam B. Schisler, signifying that he is charged with the duties and authority as the commandant of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy. By authority of paragraph 2-6, Army Regulation 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy, Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington, signed Command Sergeant Major Adam B. Schisler, commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, the Command Sergeant Major for America's 1st Corps and JBLM, Command Sergeant Major Sean F. Carnes.
Well, welcome to everybody for this great ceremony to welcome the new Commandant, Sergeant Major Schisler, to the team. And, great Deputy Commandant, Master Sergeant Fade, great job. Filling the gap. Me and Sergeant Major were talking about a gap, right? And I am not afraid of gaps. Why? Because we have great non-commissioned officers that are training the future non-commissioned officer to take our spot. Everyone's always afraid of gaps. Don't be afraid of gaps. If you're doing the right thing, we're training somebody right now to take our spots. You never know when something's going to happen to you, right? And you have to have that person be able to step in your seat. If you don't have that, you need to get that. You need to start developing that person to take your spot. That's why I'm not afraid of gaps. I trust each and every one of you to fill a gap. And Master Sergeant Fade did a great job, and the rest of you all did a great job. And this NCO Academy kept going when Sergeant Major Dimmick left. Kept going, right? Kept going. Kept going with excellence. So I want to give a round of applause to all the NCO Academy non-commissioned officers for continuing to do what you all do. And then, obviously in the leader development model, we have the institutional domain. And that's what this is exactly right here, the institutional domain and, operational domain and self-domain, right? But in the institutional domain, everyone has this thing that they think about that when, hey, a specialist or a sergeant graduate BLC, when I went PLDC, that, hey, there's this great, and all of a sudden, he or she is a great leader. That's not the way it works. That's why it's called leader development model, because you learn some stuff at the institutional domain, but guess what? There's still some stuff you got to learn in the operational domain and self, right? So you're just not all this great leader. You get a certain part of leadership in the institutional domain, and everyone has to understand that. Then the unit is responsible continuing to master their craft, right? Because remember, as I go from E1 to E4, I'm mastering my craft, but I'm mastering the fundamentals. So when I come to institutional domain, I learn about leadership. And then I go back and I continue to master that craft on leadership. So now I am the senior trainer. I master the fundamentals and master the craft, because I'm the trainer of that to my soldiers. But guess what? That's why we have great staff sergeants, sergeant first classes, to continue to develop my leadership. Like each and every one of you. Believe me, I didn't understand leadership until about 10 years in the military, when I was a sergeant first class. And what I didn't understand about it was that care word. I didn't understand that caring. Oh, I made things happen. It might not have been the right way, but I made things happen growing up. But it took me time to learn and get better. Again, everyone has to understand you just don't automatically leave BLC and you're this great leader. It takes time to grow and get better and work on leadership craft and that care word and what that means. Because I say leadership is a relationship built on inspiration, trust, serving, and caring for others. That's what leadership is, that relationship, right? Because you build a relationship professionally, personally. I'm not saying you're going out to the club with your soldiers. That's not what I'm saying. But you have a personal relationship where you understand if they're married, if they're going out and buying a vehicle, if they're, have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? We understand that, and we're helping them through some of them situations. We understand them. We know them. Because then that's where you build that trust. That's where you build the inspiration. That's where you build the commitment, right? Serving and caring for others to help them through anything that they go through. You don't walk behind them. You walk right beside them. Hold their hands through whatever they need to go through. That's what a non-commissioned officer does. Right? And that's what us in this academy is teaching every single day. And we are getting better products every single day that comes from the great non-commissioned officer academy here, just not at BLC, but also MLC, and giving back to our units to make a great organization. Why are we the best organization? Because we are the most best professional and non-commissioned officer corps there is. Why are the Russians losing right now? Because they don't have the non-commissioned officer corps. We do. And this NCO Academy is ran by NCOs. Ran by NCOs. I've just brought the Thailand Deputy Chief of Defense over here a couple weeks ago. And he was like, there's no officers over here? I said, no, there is not. Right? And he was like, this is all NCO led? Yes. This is all NCO led teaching our non-commissioned officers. Right? Because they're, officer-centric. We're not. Because we have great officers that empower us to be able to do what we do. But we earn that trust through that empowerment that they give us. So continue doing what you're doing here in Non-Commissioned Officer Academy. So Major, good luck to you. Julie, thank you for attending today. We appreciate it. And do we have Facebook Live? Is Camden Facebook Live, or we don't have Facebook Live? Okay, so Camden, thank you very much for joining in. We appreciate it. Hopefully one day you'll be able to come here at JBLM in this great weather at Washington. So thank you very much. I appreciate it from everybody. Have a good day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commandant of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy, Command Sergeant Major Adam B. Schisler.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Major Carnes, fellow command teams, friends, and family of Henry H. Lind NCO Academy. Thank you for joining us for today's ceremony. I'd like to thank God. Through all this is possible. I also want to thank the fellow command teams here, because I just want to quickly recognize the fact that you are all the recipients of the product that we produce here at the NCO Academy, and it is my promise to you all that we will continue to produce phenomenal future non-commissioned officers here at JBLM. I'd also like to thank my smoking hot wife, Julianne. Thanks for always being my biggest cheerleader. I love you. Sergeant Major Dimmick, I'm humbled to follow in your footsteps. I hope to live up to the legacy you've left. You have taught me more than you know. Master Sergeant Fadehi and Amber, thanks for joining us today, Amber. First Sergeant Martin, Mr. Adams, Master Sergeant Fry, Master Sergeant Williams, and the rest of the team, you've done an expert job, especially over the past couple of months. I'm excited for this opportunity to help shape future generations of non-commissioned officers. During my last change of responsibility at the battalion level in Fort Hood, I told this same story from the late Ernie Harwell, but it's so applicable it needs repeating. When I think about my nearly 20-year career originating from a problem child in northern Michigan, I find my situation similar to a turtle who finds himself sitting atop a fence post. I am very aware that I didn't get here by myself. And even more importantly, it's obvious that I will need further assistance to continue to succeed. So thank you to those in my career who have helped me to this point, and a sincere thank you to the teammates who are here on JBLM to help Julie and me continue to succeed. Let's get to work. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of America's First Corps song and the Army song. The words to the songs are located in the back of your program. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. You are cordially invited to the reception honoring Command Sergeant Major Schisler and his family at the NCO Academy Conference Room. On behalf of Command Sergeant Major Schisler and the staff and the cadre of the Henry H. Lind Non-Commissioned Officers Academy, we thank you for your attendance. and have a wonderful America's First Corps Day.